I have perfected the art of growing small patches of grass. This is barley grass, this is wheatgrass, and in this video I'm going to show you how to grow them, as well as why thousands of people are beginning to incorporate these superfoods in their diet.
When it comes to barley and wheatgrass, the hype is real. These two greens have such rich nutritional profiles that they're allowing people to decrease and even completely remove their dependence upon other things. They have some differences, but let's start with where they're similar. First, barley and wheatgrass contain a lot of chlorophyll, which is shown to help the human body cleanse and detox itself. Both are packed with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, but they do have slightly different active compounds. For example, barley grass has shown to be slightly higher in antioxidants like superoxide dismutase and beta carotene, which have both been directly linked to reducing oxidative stress and inflammation in the body, which, if you didn't know, are like one of those foundational blocks to pretty much all illness. Barley grass is rich in vitamins like A, C, and K, and minerals like potassium, calcium, and magnesium. Now, wheatgrass has over 90 different minerals and 19 amino acids like iron, calcium, magnesium, and selenium. And as far as taste, barley grass does tend to get the better review as being a little bit sweeter. And your choice between the two may simply depend upon specific health goals or just simply personal preference. But overall, both barley and wheatgrass are excellent additions to any healthy diet, offering a wide range of nutrients to support your overall health. And now, let's get into how to grow these awesome two crops. All right, first up, always use organic seed. Any organic barley grass seed should grow well indoors. But for wheatgrass, I recommend getting some type of a winter, hard, or red wheatgrass seed. This is the only type that has done well for me consistently growing indoors. I get these varieties from True Leaf Market, and I typically buy the bigger bucket so you can get the lowest price. Now, I am growing in 10 by 20 grow trays that I got from Bootstrap Farmer. I always have a tray with holes sitting in a tray without holes. And for this size tray, no more than 7 ounces per tray. Now, you could go higher than this. I wouldn't go any more than 10. If you do, I would recommend actually a deeper tray than this. But 7 ounces is the safest quantity that I have found so that each seed has enough room to grow well and not become weak and then more prone to disease or mold. And once you have weighed your seeds out, then we are going to soak them for 24 hours. You will hear a ton of things online about how long you could soak them, from 6 hours all the way to over 24. Some people will say to soak for 6, rinse, and then soak again. Some people will also introduce different agents in the water like hydrogen peroxide. I have tried all these things and I don't think you need any of it. All you got to do is soak for 24 hours, rinse them off, and then direct sow. That's it. Honestly, the more I complicated it, trying different things to mitigate against mold, the worse results I got. All my problems growing these two crops have gone away as I've just kept this simple. I'm soaking 24 hours, I'm rinsing them, and then I'm direct sowing. All the extra stuff is unnecessary. Now, I'm growing in ProMix. I used to grow in coconut coir, and I found that ProMix always does better. Trays this size only need like 2 quarts of soil. I actually have a pitcher here that I use that works perfect. Scoop it out, we fill them up, we just spread that out nice and even. Then I'm going to give it a good saturation with water. I use this nice sprayer, but even if you had like a handheld spray bottle, that'll work. Then we're just going to spread our barley and wheatgrass seeds as evenly as possible across the tray. Give it one last final saturation of water. Then I'm going to cover it and stack it with a weight and then put it into germination. And from here on out, I'll mist water them at least once a day until they're ready to be put under the lights. All right, it's day 3. I've just pulled off the weights and put them under the lights. Now, the first thing, you want to put them under the light as soon as possible. And this is usually on days 2 and 3 when they've sprouted to 1/2 inch in length. This is the earliest point at which they can handle being put under the lights. If you do it too early, they may dry out, it won't grow well, grow evenly, it may not grow at all. But if you wait too long, it may actually begin to mold. You see, the germination period is actually when they're most prone to mold. So the longer they're in germination, the more likely they are to mold. So we want to get it out as soon as possible, and that's on days 2 and 3 when they've sprouted to 1/2 inch in length. Okay, number 2 is that you need to keep your growing room or area between 40 to 60% humidity and 65 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. If you have too high a humidity, that excess moisture in the air creates the perfect environment for them to mold. But if it gets too low, then there's actually not enough moisture and they won't grow well. So this is why we should use things like fans and dehumidifiers to keep it within that range. Now, I wish I could say that there's some foolproof room or place that will always be okay, but the truth is, the only way to really know if you're in the perfect range is if you get some type of a handheld tool where you can measure it. And number 3, we are going to bottom water once to twice a day. This is why we're growing in a tray with holes, as you can see the roots bursting through, in a tray without holes, so that we can water from the bottom, keep the surface dry, and still give the plants the water they need to grow. And if you do these things, it is going to be smooth sailing from here till harvest. All right, it's been 10 days and both trays are ready for their first harvest. The barley and the wheatgrass are looking full and rich and healthy. I'm not seeing any mold, and that's why we've grown it exactly how I've described in this video. Now, after we harvest these, they will grow back, and you could harvest up to 2 more times. But the truth is, after the first harvest, the nutrient density will begin to tank. So the first is the best, the second I think is doable, but the third, I would actually pass on and just throw the spent mats in the compost or feed them to the chickens. So what I'm gonna do now is harvest both. I'm gonna weigh them. We'll see exactly how much we got. And then we're gonna talk about the most popular way to eat them. All right, for the wheatgrass, we got 7 ounces. And now for the barley grass, we got 10. Over 1/2 pound of barley grass. And remember, both of these were seeded with 7 ounces of seed. And now, the main way that these are consumed is as juice. You actually juice wheat and barley grass. Some people eat it straight, most people don't. And the recommended amount is like 1 ounce of juice, 1 to 2 times a day. And to get 1 ounce of juice, you're gonna need 1 ounce to 1.5 ounces of grass. And if you wanna find out what the best barley and wheatgrass juicer is, subscribe, because my next video, I'm going to test the Healthy Live Enzyme Juicer. I'm going to test the Deluxe Compact Juicer. And finally, I'm gonna try the Omega 365. Each of these are less than $100. And I'm excited to find out which one is the best. If you want to see, please subscribe, like this video if it provided you value. I really appreciate it. See you in the next one.